Welcome everyone to our very first market research Tableau user group. See, we got people from lots of different places. In the US, we've got England, in Orlando. I'm in Chicago. Jason in Seattle. Very cool to see people joining from all over the place. I was going to do a Slido, but I think we've did ask you where you're from, but you all have provided that already, so I think we can skip that. Yeah, Andrew from UK as well. Awesome. Well, for those of you who are punctual, we're going to immediately do a swag giveaway. Say thanks for being here on time. Give me 1 second. I'm going to grab everyone's names, copy text from picture. Yep. Put them in here, some extra stuff. Here's that. See who's our first swag winner. Is Jacob. Jacob Woldridge. You could send me your email address, then I'll connect with you afterward to get you your swag. All right, and we'll do another one at the end as well. Okay. Swag is, I don't know yet, but it'll probably be picked by Kelly at Tableau. It'll be something amazing, I'm sure. All right. So welcome again to our very first Market Research Tableau user group. Today, the main objective is going to be to talk about the group itself. How did it get formed? Who are the leaders? What's the vision moving forward? A big part of that will be feedback from all of you informally today on our call, as well as we'll be sending out a survey, because of course we would, to get additional feedback from everyone else who has signed up. I think we had about 40 or 50 people already who are kind of on our mailing list. So hopefully get some additional feedback from them and more people as the awareness grows. So I'll give you a quick intro of me. I am an independent consultant. I'm focused on Tableau and market research. I stumbled into market research a couple of years ago, as I think many people do in market research. It's not the kind of the first career choice, and I wasn't even aware of market research when I was first starting out. But I started with Deloitte Consulting. Had a wide variety of roles, a lot of which involved data. I always liked working with data and visualizing data. And my first experience with Tableau came in 2013, when at the time I was using Excel pivot tables and pivot charts a lot, and was exposed to Tableau and was blown away. From that point, I tried to incorporate Tableau as much as possible into my work. And although it was never a main focus for me, it was always something I kind of gravitated toward. Fast forward to 2020, I left Deloitte and started freelancing with Tableau. And I stumbled onto some survey projects. And I said, hey, this is really cool. What can I do with this? And then I realized what market research was and how it incorporated so many different interests that I've always had. Like, for example, I initially went into, I got my degree in engineering and always interested in math and very analytical. But my second choice was actually to go into journalism, because I liked telling stories about people. And I also interested in design thinking and just how understanding people and why people do the things that they do. And I realized all of this can be found in market research. So I'm happy to be in market research with all of you. And I'm in Chicago now. I'm originally from Ohio, and I also lived in Berlin for a few years when I was with Deloitte. But a quick background on me. Here are a couple of things that I've built. The one on the right is a survey dashboard. I've noticed that I kind of gravitate towards dashboards and Tableau stories that kind of look like presentations. I kind of like PowerPoints, you could say, and I take my inspiration from there. That's kind of my lens. And the one on the left is I built something to look at COVID tests and COVID cases. So just a couple of examples of stuff that I've built. Now I know that some of you may be joining because you saw you really love Tableau and you attend Tableau user groups, and you saw this new Tableau user group and said, hey, what's this all about? And you may not know much about market research. So just to kind of level set, so market research it consists of gathering data about people, about a market, in order to better understand them, and you know what they need, what they're feeling, what they're thinking, how they behave, so that oftentimes we can better market to them. People ask, so market research that's like marketing, and you know it's related, right? But it often precedes marketing, because if we know more about our people, our customers, then we can better market to them, right? So that's, you know, very, very high level generalization of market research. And conversely, some of you may be joining because you saw me post about it, you know, in a market research sort of forum, and you may not be familiar with Tableau user groups. Well, Tableau user groups are really the goal is threefold. It's to get connected, to learn, and to be inspired, and that's the goals of this group as well, and why I created it, because I want to meet people who are doing cool stuff with Tableau and in market research, and I want to learn from them, and I want to get in, you know, speakers who are doing cool things, and you know, hopefully be inspired by them and by all of you as well. So that's what Tableau user groups are all about. Now I want to ask all of you who are here today about your experience with market research and with Tableau. So if you don't mind, I am going to launch this poll here with a couple of questions asking about your market research experience, Tableau experience, and if you attend Tableau user groups. Give you a second to answer that. Okay, looks like we've got most people answering. So this is great. So we've got some people with lots of experience in market research, some people with lots of experience in Tableau, and some with none. And we've got people who are almost half of you responding, or this is your first Tableau user group, which is fantastic. That's awesome. And one of the things I really want to do is to get, you know, people interested in things that you may not be aware of, and so that goes both ways here, right? So people, you know, maybe don't know a whole lot about market research, or maybe people don't know, you know, much about Tableau user group, and now you will. So that's great. I'm throwing up these poll results here on my next slide, so that it will be there for the recording. Yeah, now we can see our 3 poll questions. That's great. So what to expect? There, you guys can still see the poll, can't you? Okay, there we go. So going forward for our user group here. So my vision is exactly what we mentioned before. I want to find people out there who are interested in all of this stuff. I've thought about different topics that we could have around survey data. Obviously, is a big part of market research, and we have Steve Wexler on the call. He's already agreed to present at a future meeting. So certainly we'll have topics about surveys, and there's lots of other stuff in market research that we can talk about as well, and that I'm personally interested in. So could be social listening. Maybe somebody's looking at Twitter data or other sort of textual responses, and how do we visualize that in Tableau? Is it bringing in other tools, like are you using R or Python and in conjunction with Tableau or something else? I'd love to get somebody on who's doing that sorts of things. We could look at segmentations. I've done some segmentations myself that I could present something on those. I could also present on like Tableau stories and how do you kind of present let's say a survey in that sort of a format. So there's lots of cool subjects out there that I want to hear from, and I want to get people who can speak on them. And so as a part of that, we'll be asking for feedback from all of you from that survey as well. As far as the meeting frequency, I would like to do this monthly, and so I'm thinking we'll do it monthly, and it'll be an hour and a half. Have one or two speakers, might be on a single topic. So if we want to talk about segmentations, maybe we bring in two people who want to share something about segmentations, just as an example. And then I'll take a look at kind of a sample sort of meeting agenda as well. I mentioned trying to get people interested in market research and Tableau, and maybe even if we get enough people in here, I think for those of us who are let's say using Tableau for survey data or other market research data, it's no secret that there are some let's say interim steps that you need to take in order to get the data in the right format to use in Tableau, and there's a lot of things that we do in market research that are not straightforward in Tableau, and maybe there's an opportunity there. And so based on getting this group of people together, if we can kind of identify some of those use cases and provide feedback to Tableau, then maybe we can have we can make an impact there. And we have Jason Talwar on the call, who works for he was head of market research for Tableau, and now does strategic research for Salesforce. So we've got a little bit of an in there, and he is completely in agreement with that view as well. So hopefully we can find ways to provide feedback, and maybe see some features at some point in Tableau that make things easier for us in the market research world. We also have Vinod, who is still here. It's very late for him. He's going to be a co-lead with me. So he just came on late last week. Really excited to have him. Vinod, I don't know if you want to come off and introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Josh. Hello, everyone. So I'm Vinod. I'm from India. So I'm I work for a global bank, and I'm in the community for quite a while. I'm a Tableau visionary and a 3-time Tableau ambassador, and I'm also a leader of Chennai Tableau user group, and I run a few community initiatives like the SDG Wiz project, Wiz to Educate, Wiz for Climate Action, and mentoring meetup. So quite a few of them, and yeah, it's I'm pretty much excited for this new initiative or the new user group to be working along with Josh, because like recently for the past 1 or 2 years I've been working quite on the survey data, and I know the difficulty behind it to, visualize it in the right way. And, so that's something which I thought will be a great opportunity for everyone to learn from this TUG on how you go about visualizing survey data and how efficiently you can get the information out of it. So I'm looking forward to contribute and work with you all on this initiative. Thank you. Thank you, and it's a pleasure meeting you all.
Yeah, thanks, Vinod. Really glad that you're here. And on that note, we'll be looking for another one or two co-leads to help putting this all together. So that could be everything behind the scenes, from helping source speakers to organizing presentations, helping us with the splash web pages and things like that, if that's an interest. Not a requirement, but if you're interested in being a co-lead on this, let us know and we will chat. As just an example of what might a meeting look like. So one thing we might do, we'll have an intro and then ask somebody from the group to just introduce themselves in a little bit more extended fashion. Ask a few questions and just generally get to know everyone that's here. In doing so, then we'll have one or two speakers. We might do a Kahoot, which if you may not have done that before. It's kind of like an online quiz. We could ask some things about market research or Tableau, and then the winner gets a prize. That sort of thing. And then have some sort of networking component at the end where we could sort of close the meeting, and then if people want to stick around and hang out, then that opportunity will be available. So what is next? So next, we'll be sending out a survey in the next few days to get feedback from all of you on what you want to see in this group. We'll be looking into getting more speakers and planning out the schedule for next year. I mentioned co-leads. Looking for one or more co-leads. If you're interested in that, let us know. I also just created the Slack group, and I'm going to post the link in the chat right now if you're interested in joining the Slack group. So that'll be a space where we can network with each other outside of this. And if you're working on something, you have a question, say, hey, I'm stuck on this problem. Has anybody done this before? Anybody where I should look? Then that's the kind of stuff we can put in there, as well as just introducing ourselves. I also added a thread or a what's the name of it with the hashtag that is for like job openings, that sort of thing. So if anyone is aware, is hiring or looking, we can have a form for that as well. So that link is there. You're welcome to join. We'll also send that out. We'll have that in other places, like on our hub page as well. Okay, so that's what is next. So I have here. This is a pretty intimate group. I have on the schedule we could do breakout rooms, and we really kind of breezed through this pretty quickly. So, but I know sometimes people who kind of aren't ready to do that, and they're just kind of listening in. They don't necessarily want to. Sometimes they leave because they're like, oh, I don't want to, like go on camera or whatever. So maybe we could just have a couple people come off of mute now and say, what are you interested in about this group? Why are you here? We'd love to hear from you. What are you excited about?
Hey, Josh. Hi, everybody. I'm Susan Byer. Josh and I worked together for a couple of years. He does all the Tableau visualizations for my research firm, which is called Audience Audit. We do attitudinal segmentation research for marketing agencies, for their clients, and for their own thought leadership. I'll post a link to public visualizations that Josh has built for our clients, so you can kind of see the work he's doing for us, which I just love. So thank you, Josh. Many thanks to Steve Wexler, who taught me everything I know about survey visualization in Tableau, which I don't have to do anymore, thanks to Josh. But I've been in marketing and market research for a long time, started using Tableau in 2009, way back when. And I was working in an agency and I showed it to my boss and he goes, yeah, I don't think that's going to be helpful. So I left that agency and started my own company. But really excited to meet all of y'all, talk about market research, talk about survey visualization. I think Tableau is wonderful. I also think that, as Josh mentioned, we use the stories feature a lot. And I think there's some things that Tableau could do for us, which would make that a little easier to work with. And as I said in the chat, I'm curious to see how other people are sharing the stories from research. We walk our clients through research point by point. They want to see the whole thing, and they're not usually sophisticated enough to sort of grasp the findings from a dashboard. So we're really using stories to walk them through all those details. So I'm really curious to see what everybody else is doing. And I'll put it in the Slack group. Thanks for the group, Josh. But if anybody knows anyone who builds surveys in Alchemer, which is what we use, I am looking for a contractor to build surveys for us that we've developed that need to go into Alchemer. So if you know anybody, or if you are that person, please reach out to me, because we've got more than we know what to do with, and I'm usually the roadblock because I'm the one building our surveys. So it's nice to meet everybody. I look forward to getting to know you all better.
Thanks, Susan. Robert, I see you came off mute.
No one else is talking, so why not? I come from the a real ad hoc market research background. I've been doing it for way too long now, probably closing in on 20 years, and been doing ad measurement research for the past probably 6, 7, and just joined Triangulum Insights about 18 months ago. And our primary deliverable is a Tableau dashboard. Josh, as you said, a lot of people don't plan on going into market research. I was in IT for my undergrad. I planned on programming and doing that for my life. And then I ran into market research, loved it, and have been doing that. Now that I've got access to Tableau, I'm starting to play around in it. And I'm actually starting to program in Python to try to extract some of the data, because still clients love their PowerPoints, and we've got some, sadly, ways to automate pulling the data and getting it into a PowerPoint. So I'm just here to kind of figure out what else can we do next and how can we improve the visualizations. My undergrad was in web design, so I've got a little bit of that design stuff going on. So I think Tableau is just like, I'm super excited to learn more about this, but I'll shut up and let some other people talk.
Hi guys, I'm going to talk for a little bit. My name's Andrew, I'm from the UK. I run my own company called Aerostream. So I've been working in market research for 15 years, maybe a bit longer. Used to work for an agency, couple of agencies, and then also used to be the ops director for Focus Vision or Decipher or Forster or whatever you want to call them. They keep changing their name. So yeah, I've got loads of experience working with survey data, and yeah, about 6 or 7 years working with Tableau. My kind of niche at the moment is really trying to look at how we can make the process of getting survey data into a format that you can use Tableau with quicker, faster, and easier, because I think we've all been through this pain. So I'm doing a lot of stuff with Python and Postgres and crazy things like that to see if we can make that process easier for all of us. So yeah, I'm excited that next year, hopefully I have something kind of fairly tangible to show you guys of what you can do to make this process easier. I tend to kind of work on fairly big chunky projects. So SPSS files with 160,000 variables is kind of normal. It hurts a bit, but it's a good challenge. And yeah, I was chatting to you, Josh, yesterday, and I kind of love this kind of work because market research is generally interesting anyway, but the kind of the I don't know, the intellectual curiosity that's required for doing dashboards where you need the user experience, you need the storytelling, you need the minutiae of working with data. I just kind of love it. And there's not many people who love it. So I'm hoping that there's a few more people on this call who do love it in the same way that I do. A few thumbs up and a few waves, that's cool. So yeah, I'm always happy to chat. So look out for me on LinkedIn. Yeah, hope this Tableau user group works really well.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. And you guys feel free to post your LinkedIn as well if you want to network with each other. Feel free to post that in the chat. I had a little bit of an internet flip there. I don't know if you guys heard me maybe interjecting randomly, or if what I was saying didn't come across at all a few minutes ago. But I was gonna mention that I recently saw that there's an add-in or something in the PowerPoint where you can connect to Tableau essentially, and you have a Tableau viz in the PowerPoint. So if anyone knows more about that, feel free to say so now. But otherwise, I'll look into that more, and I'll post it whatever I find in the Slack.
So Josh, I'll jump in. This is Mark Whitaker, and I've been in research for about 30 years. My former company, we used Tableau some when I was in research supporting advertising agency, and we did Tableau there. My current company, we have not been using Tableau, but I think it's a missed opportunity. But as I think Robert mentioned before, clients love their PowerPoints, but trying to figure out how we can use the power of data visualization to give them something even better. And part of that is also trying to figure out whether it's using Tableau or a different data visualization tool, or just trying to get them to do something with that. So I'm looking for ideas there as well. And initially thought I might be joining just a different user group for a different type of data viz, but I'm thinking if I can convince the powers that be that Tableau is the way to go, that this would be a user group to help me with that cause.
Happy to help with that as we can.
What was that?
Happy to help as we can.
Sorry,
Hi, Josh. Oh, sorry. Go for it, Benjamin. You first.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, this is Benjamin from eTabs. So our primary role is to provide sort of PowerPoint automation, and we've recently developed a cloud-based platform that can hook in with Tableau in order to provide editable PowerPoint exports from whatever the user may have filtered and chosen within Tableau. They can click on the export button, and rather just being given a screen dump of whatever's on the dashboard, they can actually get that data passed through into an editable PowerPoint export. We also now do that for Google as well. So any projects that the client wants a Google export, an editable native Google, we can do that as well. So no, that was my primary interest in just getting a feeling for how much interest there is out there in Tableau. Of course, Tableau is huge, and we know many of our clients use it, and our clients' clients use it. So I think this is a really good forum for sharing ideas. Thank you, Josh.
Hi, Benjamin and Josh. So my name's, I don't know if you can see me, but My name's Colin, and I have my own company called DataWatch. I was doing market research in like a local government background in the UK for 18 years. And then after that, 6 years ago, I set up my own company and I needed a tool to analyze and visualize data. And I did a quick Google, and the first thing data viz tool I came across was Tableau. And I downloaded it and kind of fell in love with it really, and did lots of makeover Mondays. So one of the first projects I did was some survey analysis, and I Googled how to do that. And I came across Data Revelations, and want to say hi and thanks to Steve Wexler. So I've learned quite a lot from the blogs there. And really, I've just been trying to like sort of streamline that process and do project after project after project. And like people have said, a lot of my clients who could be research agencies or charities, not for profit, they like to see the data stories and in a PowerPoint format. So I'm really interested in some of the kind of discussions that we could have around how we automate that and make that process quicker and more efficient. But I'd still like to retain some of that storytelling element as well. So yeah, just want to say hi to everyone, and really excited that we have a group where we can kind of get into some of this topic in a little bit more detail as well.
It's great. Yeah, I'm starting to hear some themes about where we might go with our future meetings. Sounds like, you know, presentation and PowerPoint, as well as, you know, kind of the process and what can we do to automate the, you know, what seems to be, you know, somewhat standard but yet not standard process of getting, you know, for example, survey data from like different types of platforms. It sounds like there's some commonality there, so I'm jotting down ideas already of what we might have at future meetings. Anyone else?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Andrew. Thanks for everybody being here. Yeah, I also am an independent contractor. I kind of do some Tableau, some more, you know, full-on programming and, you know, websites and stuff with that to automate things. I kind of got into market research because one of my clients, EMI Research, they're a sample provider. So I've kind of helped them. I'm really intrigued, like a lot of people have been saying, you know, how they visualize surveys. I've actually never really seen too much of that because all the visuals and stuff we've done have been more around evaluating quality of partners and things like that, and kind of a different side of it, more you know, more evaluating the quality by partners and by different segments and things like that. But yes, we've done some neat stuff with it, and love to see what everyone else is up to with it. And yep, that's about it for me. But thanks everyone for being here.
Thanks for coming. Anyone else?
I'll say hello. No, you go, Lee.
I'm Lee Larrick. I work in higher education, and we do, I know zero about market research, but I'm supervising somebody who's supposed to be doing it. And so I'm trying to learn some. And what we do is market research basically to compare our academic programs against other academic programs in the area and across the United States. And so the research the market research we're doing sounds like it's very different than what you all are doing, but I thought I could at least get some ideas and thoughts. So thank you. Yeah,
absolutely. And one idea that I had, because I can see, and some like I work with the university in one of the projects I'm working on, and we're using survey data, and I can see some overlaps for sure. There's also, I don't know if you're aware, there's a higher education Tableau user group, and one of the things that I would love to do in the future is have a joint Tableau user group, you know, events with both of our groups and covering something, that working, surveys in higher education, for example, and maybe we have a couple of presenters on that topic. So definitely.
Yeah, I am involved, or I go to the higher education ones regularly. Yeah.
Great. Steve.
Hey, folks, and thank you for those with the kind words. Really delighted that you've taken this on, and will do what I can to promote it and get a lot more people here sharing ideas. I think it's great. I echo the frustration of getting the data just so, Andrew, and appreciate your efforts on this. I will tell people that I had long and protracted discussions with one of the tool vendors earlier this year, and I felt like I was in a Kafka novel trying to convince them of why they needed to do things a certain way. It was very, very frustrating, but I will still soldier on because it wouldn't take a lot for them to just make it the data the way that we need it. It's really easy on their end to just put it in this format. So I will continue to try to fight the good fight there, but maybe we can together all scream loudly at them and convince them to put in the little modicum of development effort to make our lives a bit easier. And as people here know, most of the blog posts I write are usually in response to people saying, hey, how do you do such and such? So by all means, send that over. And if it may take a while, but I'll try to get around to, well, here's how you do such and such. So bravo to you and Vinod. I know you're going to be a co-leader on this for taking this on, and looking forward to hanging out with people from time to time.
Great. Thanks, Steve. And that's another topic or agenda idea that we could do here is to have a Tableau doctor session where either kind of collectively as a group we just dive into somebody brings something and we kind of work through it together, or we have breakout rooms. Maybe we have a couple of Tableau doctors and you guys can bring in some issues that you might be facing, and then in the breakout rooms are not recorded. So if you have anything sensitive that you don't want to be posted on YouTube with the rest of the session, then that could be an opportunity to, potentially work through some of those issues that you're facing. Anyone else?
Hey, Josh, I can introduce myself to everyone here as well. So hello, everyone. My name is Jason Talwar. I headed up market research at Tableau. I actually ran into this role. It was really interesting when I interviewed for it, and I asked, who runs your market research? And they said, no one. So I thought it was a very good opportunity for me to come in and help build a market research program at a company valued at $15 billion. So it was an honor to get that job. And through a bunch of reorgs and changes throughout the Salesforce organization, I ended up more on the strategic research team, which sits in market strategy. But overall, I still am very tied to Tableau. I want to learn from all of you. I want to get feedback from all of you. Steve, I really want to work on you on this initiative, how we can make the data better for us to do our analysis. That is the biggest pain point. And we've had a couple of conversations on this before in the past on how we can make this happen, how we can work with the various vendors. But for the most part, I want to learn from all of you. I think we work in a big industry. So I want to help convince Tableau that we need to do this because, once again, our if you look at the value of our entire industry, it's $60 billion, right? That's a huge opportunity for, not only Tableau, but for our community as well to help it grow. So I'm excited to meet all of you. Reach out to me on LinkedIn, and glad to have any conversations anyone wants to have about market research in Tableau.
Great. Excited to have somebody from on the inside as well helping us.
Well, Jason, you're still there, right?
I am. Yes, I'm still at Salesforce, and I still work very heavily on the Tableau side.
Excellent.
I may be the last person here, hopefully, but I'll just pipe up and say hello. I'm Serena Roberts. I lead the Twin Cities Tableau user group, also a Tableau ambassador, and I am here to support a fellow TUG leader in kicking off this new and awesome and apparently very much needed user group. And you've got the support from Steve Wexler, so I don't know how you can go wrong. So well done. I'm just happy to be here.
Glad to have you. Anyone else? Got time left. We don't have to take up the whole time. I want to give anyone else.
No one, Josh, no one has ever complained about meetings ending early, ever.
Right. Well, what we can do.
I think when we kickstart on the upcoming sessions, 1 hour might not be enough, but this time I think we can give back time.
Yeah, we didn't have a speaker today, so that that takes up 20 minutes. Yeah, for sure. Well, on that note, we can do our final swag giveaway. And I'm not eligible. I'll take myself out. And clean up down there. All right. To Colin? It is. Congratulations, Colin. You won some Tableau swag. So if you're in the Slack now or somewhere else, I can get your info from there. Or if you want to just ping me your email, I can follow up with you. Great. So so going forward, like I mentioned, we will be sending out a survey in the coming days to get more feedback from you. Obviously, we've got a good amount today. I think we have enough to go on. Sounds like, even for our next meeting, I mean, I've recently done a presentation on how to use Tableau stories, and which in my view is like a, it's an interactive PowerPoint. So I have kind of a topic queued up that I could potentially do, in January to kind of hold us over while we're getting other speakers, getting the survey out, getting feedback, and arranging for other speakers in the future. Maybe that's what we'll do based on seems like that's a topic of interest. And we'll get the rest of the feedback from you and keep moving forward. I posted the Slack channel, so definitely join that. Other than that, basically all I had. Thank you all for joining. I'm excited that you're all here, and I think this is exactly what I wanted to be, a bunch of people getting together and nerding out about Tableau and market research. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun and looking forward to it. So with that, we'll give you back 13 minutes and look forward to seeing everyone on Slack and on the future TUG meetings. Thanks, everyone.